mad at the Jiffy and Skippy thing because I this voice in my head, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. Do I take a picture? What do I want to take a picture in a supermarket, a Jiffy and Jiffy for when it's not a Mandela effect? All I'm thinking in my head at that time was, how come somebody isn't getting sued? I'm repeating myself again. Guy Fawkes was on one of his phone calls and mentioned cornflakes, Kellogg's cornflakes with the K on corn. I remember that. And that was another Mississippi trip for me. I was in Mississippi, but it could have happened at a different time, than Guy's, because he shifted, his consciousness shifted, and then mine did, or whenever it wants to, because it's malleable. It shifts, it changes. There's no time here. We're not in a rush. Somebody doesn't get awakened. They'll wake up when they're ready. They're going to wake up on their own time. The background, no, they're not back. Yeah, they are background people. In our lives, where they're dominant, they're here, but their dominant consciousness is off doing something else they need to do to experience, to grow. There's no time here. It doesn't matter what somebody believes and what they don't believe. It's about you and what you believe and how you interact with everybody else. Their own time. I know I got no time. I'd love to talk. Did I mention the Chick-fil-A with the capital A at the end? I just think that's a riot. What else? This was another video. I don't know if this was also that Jesse Spots and Rob Skiba video. Mary Poppins. This might have been recently. There were no flowers on her hat. There might have been one, but not the way they are. Spoonful of Sugar. I haven't listened to it yet. Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, I think there's an extra Y in his name. That was definitely from the Spot show. And I don't know where I got this. I don't know if it was the King James is black in this timeline. I didn't look. I didn't research any of that. It just sounded a little silly to me. Then again, a lot of this stuff is. What I got here, Mandela effect is showing that we are multidimensional beings. We know we are being manipulated by the powers that shouldn't be. These are old notes. Keep the population down. If everyone knew they could just shift in and out of different situations, they would lose power and control. When I have a normal conversation, and I'm not talking about Mandela effects every time. This isn't even just once in a while. Every time a Mandela effect comes up. It could simply, be talking about something. But yeah, the band last night was really good. I'm glad they came in. It was fun. Yeah, somebody stepped on my Skechers, man. I just got them. And it's every time. It's like I'm always talking about the Mandela effect. So when I'm not, I'm kind of conscious that I'm not talking about it. I think I talked about that before a couple of times recently. I've been asked, "Are you a flat earther?" When I mentioned the Mandela effect, but the Mandela effects, there's so many different categories that could be offshoots of Mandela effects. And I tried this before and tried to name them. I don't expect them to catch on. I was just kind of messing around. But book title changes are different from logo changes, are different from songs when words change in the song, movie titles that change, people coming back from the dead, cars coming out of nowhere, starting accidents, and ghost cars, I think they call them, items disappearing and then returning later. Words spelled differently are different from logos changing, are different from, people coming back from the dead. People's names are spelled differently. That's the same. And people changing. That's been going on a lot. I've talked to my family a lot. Well, recently, a couple of texts here and there. I just feel like, sometimes I feel like, let me call so-and-so randomly. I do not get a reply. I'm on the machine. If I think about calling somebody for a while, they pick up the phone. Go what you wear. Go what you wear with that. Whatever that means. Cartoons are those not mentioned in my perception. I don't know what I'm saying here. Side effect explanation. People experimenting in means not know. Shift occurs. Yeah, this is just me repeating myself. Timeline for my book here. What else? Every page is full. What do I got? One of the reasons that I was just on Scott Harrison live thing, and somebody mentioned blue moons, and I thought, well, this is kind of important. We got a blue moon coming up. Today's what, 27th? Today is the 27th. The blue moon is on, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 days away. It's a big message here somewhere. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. First, let me start with a blue moon is the second full moon in a month. I thought a blue moon, like I remember the first time I think I heard the term blue moon was on Gilligan's Island. A ship would come by when the moon is blue. So on the 31st, we have a blue moon. It's January 1st, there was a blue moon. That was the new year. First day of the new year, we have a full moon. Now this one coming up, I believe they're calling it a super blood full moon. Super blood blue moon. I'm expecting a shift right around that. This feels very similar to October 2015 with the 3 blood moon things. I've seen somewhere, I haven't really studied it that much because I kind of stopped when I realized, hey, we have a blue moon in January. Every month there's a full moon, right? We have a blue moon in January, which means there's 2 full moons in January. Guess what? In February, there is no full moon this year. And we have another blue moon in March. So we're going to have March 1st and 31st, or 30, yeah, 30, I think that's what I saw. Another blue moon. Yeah. I think that's significant. But with me, listen to this bullshit. I stopped all my bad habits. No. There's a series of things. Okay, I'm definitely not having any meat until way long after this full moon. A week at least. I need to. It's like, and it's funny because when I get away from it that long, I don't even like it. Pepperoni tastes like skin. Not that I know what skin tastes like, but I guess I do since I've eaten meat. But, no meat, no release of sexual energy, no alcohol. The smoke, I really got to cut it out. That's the cigarette smoke, the alcohol. Okay, the alcohol's affected me no matter what. But up here, it's not. Still got to go. The pot. I don't care if I'm using it medicinally. It's got to stop. Okay? The cigarettes. Barely smoke. When I want one, I want one. I barely smoke. Plus the organics, 100% pure tobacco, sun-dried, not sugar-dried, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm still putting smoke in my body. I get it. But for me, it's not one of the triggers. That's not one of the things I know it's the weed, okay? I know alcohol is going to be probably for everybody. The weed would probably be for everybody. But me, the weed's something I've done. I've, used it medicinally, especially since I got to Colorado, which I did not expect for the most part. What else? Gossiping. Correct thinking. I mean, like totally line up how you feel you should be. Because, you didn't have the experiences I had. I know what I got to do because of the experiences I've had. In your heart, in your heart, you know what you need to not do, what to do. Maybe you need to open up more. Maybe there's something you've been putting off or whatever, and you really want to go ahead and get it done, no matter how bad something seems. I'm telling you, it always works out for the better for you. Even sometimes you gotta hurt people. Sometimes that's just the way it is. But with these full moons, I'm completely on the track of not, of cleansing, I guess it'll be. Everybody's going to be cleansing in their own way. So this is a little cleanse for me. So there was actually some interesting things I said here. I am interested in anybody else notice the capital A on Chick-fil-A. I saw that about a month ago, and I mentioned it to a few people. Nobody really said anything, but I have not put it on a video. There's a bunch of things I see every once in a while, and I'm like, I gotta put that up. I gotta write that down, but I got notes all over the daggone place. I'm gonna have to be a little more organized, but it's tough. I don't want to be involved with physical reality. I want to do this, especially now that there's been changes. I mean, there's no more chasing Mandela effects. Anybody out there that's saying, well, this person's putting out a fake Mandela effect, they don't know that. They don't know if it's infinite. And you know what? From my perspective, it is. And we are multidimensional beings, and this is infinite, and it's quantum. And people are going to shift when they're going to shift. I think it was John Boyle, I think, just said, he just shifted into the timeline where the Verizon symbol just changed. And he's saying, this is the way I've never seen it before, or whatever he explained it. I'm like, wow, I've noticed that for a while. I mean, that's, but so that means nothing. I shifted, he shifted at a different time. We're probably in that one timeline that's within, and there's all those parameters in there. It's different parameters. I mean, that's all it is. It's quantum. Berenstain Bears didn't show up for me since they only showed up in 2012 for me. These things have been around since the 60s. I mean, I was in another timeline with different parameters. To me, it's that simple. So no one has the right to say this person's making up Mandela effects. If you're saying that and you truly believe that, then I don't believe you understand the Mandela effect, or shifting timelines, or the word infinite, or the word multidimensional. But then again, that might not be. I mean, it's a theory, and that theory, it comes from experience for me. So, it's my truth, and I'm aware that truth changes. So it doesn't matter. I can say, yes, my consciousness shifted into a timeline. Where what did the guy say? I said the other. He said it was Berenstain, the Berenstain Bears, STEAM. He was absolutely sure of it, 100%. Now, I thought it could have been a cultural thing, but I'm not going to call this guy a liar and a charlatan and start fighting with him because he resided on a timeline with different parameters than mine. No, I don't think so. You really got to stay within yourself with this whole thing. To me, I'm beyond chasing Mandela effects. When I see them, if I see something, I'll mention it. I'll bring it up. Talk to people about it, like this Chick-fil-A, capital A on the end. But I'm not. It just showed me that we shifted. At least, to me, if it's a big change, it's probably a mass shift. If it's a small change, it may have been a personal shift. Or you just changed your parameters. All right. I've said enough of nothing. Appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for liking. I don't care. I will never monetize my videos. I want people to take them and learn and grow from them. If they can, take what you can. Hopefully it'll help you. I see it. Done. Okay, yeah. One of the other parts of that formula was not to talk about it, to be silent. I don't know if I brought that up. 100%, 100% Mandela effects for me. JFK, Jiffy, Sex and the City, Pepsi, Interview with a Vampire, Men's Warehouse, Eddie's Ice Cream. I don't know what this is. Romans 16:24. I don't even know why I would write that. Dimensional beings, God, CERN, D-Wave, time travel, confabulation, pre-programmed memory, experiencing past via future. I guess they were all theories of what could be going on. I don't know. Don't. T.S. Eliot. I don't remember writing this. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. I could see why I'd write that. How to shift. Ooh. I know I was all over the place with this one. Sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I really don't feel like I said much. There were a couple bits in there that I could have probably done a 3-minute video. Didn't even realize I was sitting here babbling. I'm having computer problems, as you could probably tell by the quality of this video. This Photo Helix is fault. Okay. I'm all hit now. Like this. Everybody I ask says Smokey the Bear. And, people are like, oh, so, you give out your address and they know where you live. I'm like, dude, whatever. Ain't hurting nobody. But there's like 3 Mandela hats like this popped up. And I was like, well, I guess I got to buy them. Like, I would a Smokey the Bear hat and a Ford hat and a Mountain Dew hat all be put on the same rack. I'm just like, well, okay. I plan on doing live. Wow, really? I plan on doing live. What do you call it? Podcasts? I'm just going to get on here, but it's going to be like 2 in the morning on a Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning at like 2 a.m. Midnight Eastern time, just to get something for people to do that can't sleep, get up, chat with like-minded people. I'm going to be doing that soon because this is going to get a little deeper, I think, and I think it's about time that it happens. It's not going to be long. I mean, I hope everyone has had fun chasing Mandela effects and chatting about it. I think that the people that have seen it, the people that have experienced the Mandela effect, are going to have to calm and relax the people who are fearful, and because they're going to be starting to see Mandela effects, in my opinion, and they're not going to know where to turn. They'll probably turn. Maybe somebody will get lucky and turn to YouTube and get all the information that's been going down the last few years. But it's going to be people we know probably, and we might not see the changes. So that starts happening. We can't diss these people. We have to direct them in the right direction, let them choose for themselves, direct them so that they can, say, hey, look, here's top 5 theories, and I don't agree with these 3, but you know what? You look at them and see what you think. I can't wait to get the other glasses back. This is not going to last. I don't know. Whew. Samagoo. Where was I? Does this computer have pause? So what I think might be going on, or what might happen, and believe me, I have like 3 or 4 different things in my head that might be going on, but this one kind of hit me because I've just had a personal Mandela effect. And it bothers me because I've said what it was on videos. I've said what it was on the Mandela Effect site. And I even wrote about it in my book. And when I was going through my book, I decided I want a little more detail on this. And I said, you know what I'm saying? It's like November-ish in 2015. And I'm like, I think it was earlier than that. You know what? Let me see what the date was. So I go back through the research and I find out what the date was. And the stuff that I recall watching didn't happen. Okay. It did happen, but it happened another way, which totally turns around and makes it look like I just forgot. And no, that's not the case at all. There's a couple other circumstances that I'm still looking into, thinking, okay, if this or this, then yeah, maybe I did make that mistake, but I don't think so. And I think those who have seen the Mandela effects are going to be catching a lot of personal Mandela effects about their past. And I think the point is, it doesn't matter. We've changed our past by shifting. If we're shifting, the past is changing. We're shifting into another timeline where the parameters are different. So things are going to be different in the past just as much as right now where we see a shift, we see a change. But I think we're going to have to go out of our way to help people who are totally confused about what's going on and don't understand it. And I don't know how safe it'll be to say, yes, this is what it is, or this is what it isn't. I know I have um, my beliefs, feelings, which will change, but because of experience, I do feel we're experiencing multiple timelines or multiple dimensions is the word I probably should be using. And inside each of those dimensions are infinite timelines with different parameters. This is going to go on forever. uh, but we're going to have to, this is one of my theories, and I have a handful of them. We're going to be trying to help them and dealing with something else that's going on that we don't understand. And I was thinking it was probably going to be personal Mandela effects because how do you deal with that? That's not like I can get on and go, yo, Jiffy changed. Yeah, Jiffy changed. Woo, we both know Jiffy changed. Oh my God, I can't even think of a Mandela effect. All I got to do is turn around, right? Curious George doesn't have a tail, and 10,000 people agreed. Man, he didn't have a tail. 5,000 are saying, yeah, he had a tail. Okay, let's come up with theories. Ooh, we got 10,000 people scratching their heads going, hey, what's going on? Now, when you have some serious, wow, I'm thinking about this I've had conversations with my family and they're going, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. That didn't happen. Something always happened a different way. I think that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be harder for us it's going to be a larger lesson, something else to learn. I don't know what. If this is the case, this would be us dealing with some other Mandela effect type phenomenon and trying to calm down your roommate because he just noticed, you know, oh my God, the sky's blue. It's always been green. Uh, it's been probably 3, maybe more weeks since I actually got on and did a video, and I got notes all over the place, but I've changed stuff around, so I don't know what it was. My original idea was to sit behind the bar, put a camera up on that pole. It's getting too produced. I'm doing this for me mainly, and maybe I'll reach some people and help some people, and that's the other thing. It's because I haven't been doing it that long. I've been really wanting to, especially now. We got another blue moon coming up. No moons in February and a blue moon, 2 moons. We got March 1st and 31st. And I've been talking to some people about downstairs. I've been checking attitudes. Everybody's in a bad mood now today. And I felt it, but I laid down, meditated, and fought it off and said it's my choice to have a good day. Not a good day. But I've seen this pattern, and coincidence what? I don't know. These full moons, these special full moons, always seem to bring with them some crap. And I don't know that it's the full moons. It's just the timing. And so we got these two full moons coming up in March. Now the pattern I saw in January was New Year's was a little wonky, but there was the full moon and it was some special full moon. Everybody probably blew off the wonkiness to the holidays. But the one on the 31st, that was, I could feel the tension. The week before, I got all paranoid. I felt awful. I was picking up a lot of people's emotions. I was picking up a lot of other people's stuff. And it wasn't any easier. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, it didn't hit me that that's what was going on. Now I'm aware of it. So, we'll see how that goes. But, it's like the last week just now, just ended a week and a half. Man, everything's been great. You wake up in the morning and it's good morning, kittens, and, feed them and get ready for work. Because the whole time, all day long today. Woke up, felt it, meditated, get up, did some work, come back upstairs, I get an hour and a half sleep. I got up, did some work on my book, played with the cats, got another hour and a half sleep. I'm sleeping because I want to be refreshed for work tonight. When I get down there to punch in, they're like, dude, it's Friday, you're off. I never asked to be off Friday, but I'm okay with that. So now I get to do this. And I'm going to be doing this stuff live. I'm going to be doing this stuff live next week. Let's check the date. Next week. It'll be a week before the full moon. Probably do it Thursday morning. See, it's hard to say. Tuesday morning, maybe. I mean, Wednesday morning. Wednesday or Thursday morning, 21st or 22nd. I'm going to 12 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to come up here and chat. And if I got anything to talk about, I'll talk about it. I eventually, I'm doing a little earlier than I wanted to have other things done before I was going to do this. But the timing's right. I think a lot of us are going to have trouble sleeping again because I've been sleeping like a rock. And then not. And then, it'll be one day a week where I'll just, I actually get 8 hours, but all I need is 5. I'm getting 4. And then those naps, those hour and a half naps every 3 hours or whatever. I mean, I'm not doing myself any favors, but I'm trying to be rested up. So I get out of work so late, I'm up. Did I get to bed at 4 maybe? 4 in the morning? 2 a.m. Eastern? Hey, you. Checking out the new scene? Absolutely no content here. I'm quite sure I won't send this out. No reason. I mean, there's things I really want to say. There's, I think it's important for me to get the message out that the whole chasing Mandela effects, I do it too. I mean, I'm buying the products for crying out loud. No, somebody wrote, oh, he's getting all the kickbacks for all the items he's buying. Kickbacks. I know. I don't need money to do this. Physical reality is different than we've been told. We've been lied to. Now I have to make a buck on it. I'm out to help people get through it, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. I mean, because I've been, while I was writing the book, I realized It's not like I just came out here going, hey, we're shifting timelines. This is great. Let's do this. No. All of 2015, I mean, I was just in my head trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I would have a Mandela effect, and I would still blow it off, even though I wanted to be affected. I mean, I was like, I kind of want to, I want to see one of these changes so I understand what these people are going through. And it was a Sex and the City interview with a vampire, Jesse Spots' video. And, I never looked back after that. But there was, I would still get some, and I'm like, wow, I don't remember that. But I didn't want to say I didn't remember it. I just kind of let it go. Well, now now that I understand more about it, and I was scared. I mean, I was scared. I don't know. I was definitely freaked out, and I would get worried. But I would explore it, investigate it more, and I got lucky finding the MandelaEffectSite.com in August, late August. I found that site, so I got lucky. Other people were going through this stuff too. The YouTube videos weren't telling me people were going through this; they were just naming a bunch of stuff, Mandela effects. Okay, where do we go from here? That was my question. Where do we go from here? Physical reality is not what we've been told. Let's run around and chase and find all the changes. That's what we should do. I'm being sarcastic. Um, I do think there's messages in there. I think we really got to get together. Somebody's got to get together and have like a little roundtable discussion about, okay, look, X amount of products have shown this trait. What does that mean? X amount of songs are changing the words from this to this. What would that mean? Somebody said now and later's, now or later's changed to now and later's. I've always known them as now and later. But that's absolutely fine. I'm absolutely sure other people remember now or later. Now or later candies. I'm sure it's out there. Now, why did it change for them? Because it's showing them. Now, I'm just saying, as an example of something. You know what? You could do this now, or you can do it later. Because you're either going to shift into a higher vibration along with Mother Earth, a part of Mother Earth, I imagine. I don't know, because there's supposedly another Earth going the other way. And infinite timelines in that direction, and infinite timelines in that direction. Who cares? Whatever. We kind of got to focus on the dominant consciousness where it's at in one timeline at a time. Doesn't matter. For me, I have to know all that stuff. I have to figure all that stuff out so I understand what's going on. It's the analytical part of me, I guess. That's the right way. When I was learning how to deal craps, I understood 4 and 10. I know why it paid 2 to 1. Or 9 to 5. I understood that. 9 to 5. I get that. But 5 and 9, why do they be paid? Why is that 7 to 5? I needed that broken down for me. You can roll the 5 a number of times. You can roll the 7 a number of times. That's why it's 7 to 5. Oh, I get it now. So that's why I'm paying. Okay, so 10 gets 14. You got it. The only way I was going to figure out 10 gets 14 is to go through all that. And that's, basically what I probably did with, me breaking it down, saying, I believe we're experiencing multiple timelines, multiple dimensions. That's what I want to say. I believe we're experiencing multiple dimensions. But then to say, look, there's timelines in that dimension that are infinite and within their parameters, and this dimension over here within that parameters. Well, that stuff's really good to know. It's good to have the info if it's true. Let me always throw that in there. But it's not necessary because we need to focus where we're at now and experience the now, because we're going to, like I said, one of the theories I have is people that are already mainly into the Mandela effect are going to be noticing a lot of personal Mandela effect changes, where you're not going to be able to run online and talk to your friend about it because I just think all of us are going to have patience with each other, because you're not going to want to hear my story that you know. Well, maybe we will because we get it, you know. But we're going to be all running around telling everybody our own personal stories, and we're not going to be able to collaborate it with anybody. And how many times are we going to go, oh, that sounds like bullshit? Can't do it. We're going to have to focus within. We're going to have to focus on the inside. All right, good enough. I'm going to let this go now. I might actually post it. Why not? So much more I want to say. But I'm not digging for those notes. Although I only have about 35 questions for the trivia night next door, which is going to be the second week in March now, which will be right in the middle of our blood moons. I have about 35 questions. It's just, I'm like, wow, how do I word this one? I'm not affected by that Mandela effect. How do I do this, all right. Have a great night. See you in a week. Hopefully. Yeah, you will.